Hello? Can't hear you, man. Something happened to your microphone.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Doing great, man. Thanks.
Yeah, it's better because just before when you called 1 hour ago, I was hearing a lot of noise around you.
Yeah.
So
I was at
where?
Starbucks.
Okay. And
Yeah.
where do you live?
Central America, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica? Oh, great, great. Yeah, I was figuring out it was in South America because you told me it was 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was the beginning of the morning, so I was in Canada last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's maybe the same time zone.
It is. I
Costa
think
Rica.
it's
I was in Montreal.
GMT plus 5, 6.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Montreal. Yeah, Montreal. It was Eastern time.
Cool. Yeah, it is. It is Eastern. Montreal, you guys speak French, right? In Canada, English and French.
Yeah, both. In fact, both.
That's cool.
Montreal is based in the French part of Canada, but in Montreal, it's a big business place,
Yeah.
so almost everyone speaks English too. So, but officially, the language is French. So
That's interesting.
yeah. So for administration, revenues, everything, you have to speak French, but all the other province of Canada, like Ontario and the others, they are speaking English.
Yeah.
So all people from there talks English too.
Sweet. All right, man. Let's get this started. So, thank you for applying in your follow-up messages. As you know, my name is Carlos. Yeah.
I was saying thank you for reading them.
Sure, man. Yeah, I have like 200 plus applicants. It's quite insane. So, yeah, as you know, my name is Carlos. Today, representing Siryus, the early stage tech startup based in Switzerland and Spain. And yeah, we're building this cloud-based project management platform, and we're in the hunt for architects, designers, full stack developers, and all that fun stuff. So that's the reason we're here
Great,
today.
great. So that's why I'm here too.
Yeah, so this is a personal screening phone call where we get a feeling of your personality, what you're up to see if there's a fit. So there's a number of questions that we need to go through, and if you can be so kind and start by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Of course, of course. So thank you for the introduction. So, well, about myself. So as I in IT more than 10 years. So I got a bachelor degrees and a master degree in IT. And in fact, the bachelor degree is in IT, programming, infrastructure. And my master's degree is in business management. So from the early beginning, so when I was 20 years old, I was always hesitating between technique and programming, and I love, I'm a good manager, I think. So I wanted, to have, both strings to my bow. I wanted to have, to be able to do a lot of things. So during 8 years, I work in IT. So at the beginning, I was a system administrator. So everything about network management, servers deployment on Microsoft, Linux, or others, virtualization, VMware, this kind of products. So I was an IT system administrator. Then I take some stairs, and I went into the project management.
Mm.
So, for instance, in 2004, I was Scrum Master. I've been a Scrum Master for a team of 8 people in Canada. It was for a big insurance company. Maybe you know them. They are called Pro Mutuel.
That doesn't ring a bell, but I imagine they're popular.
Yeah, the Pro Mutuel. So it's a big insurance company. So I was a Scrum Master for the big project here. Basically they have one data center for, a data center with all the data of users, insurance policies, and it was in one site in Quebec. It was in Quebec City, near Quebec City. But they wanted to have a disaster recovery plan so that if the building company take the fire and is destroyed, we can restart all the business in less than 3 days.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, it was a big project. So basically, I was the Scrum Master and the project manager. So on one side, I was evaluating, the costs of the project, studying the project, the impacts, the timeline. And once I had finished my project evaluation, I would lead a team as a Scrum Master. So it was very challenging because I was both on the business side and on the technical side. So I have to talk with front-end developers. I was to make, the daily meeting. I was helping them to make the backlog and to make the sprint opening, the sprint review. And then I had to talk with the big business owner, and they don't understand anything about technology. But I need to talk with them and explain why maybe we are going to be a little bit late, or maybe why they underestimated the costs. So I did that for almost 1 year. Then I had to come back in France. I'm living in France, so I'm French.
Pain au chocolat.
Sorry?
Pain au chocolat, that's all I know in French.
Particular? Say it again.
Pain au chocolat.
Pain au chocolat. Ah, yeah. Pain au chocolat. Yeah, nice.
I was in France, man. I spent 3 weeks in France.
Yeah, really? Where in France?
Near this river in this teeny tiny town. La Source des Soleils.
Say it again. Repeat, please.
Let me review. I think it's La Source des Soleils or something like that. In France.
Paris? No. Paris? No, not Paris.
No.
Marseille?
No. 1 sec. Soleil.
Is it close to Spain?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Near
so Perpignan?
There's like a huge wall around the whole town.
Yeah, but there are a lot of cities in France that have a huge wall.
Okay, it was teeny tiny town.
Okay. ¿Tú hablas español?
Yeah.
Sí. ¿Cuántos kilómetros de España?
I don't really know because I took a train and it was like 4 hours.
4 hours. Toulouse?
Yes.
Toulouse. Ah, that's right.
You're
That's
country.
Nice. Yeah, I know my country, and I'm quite good because there is like 2,000 cities in France, so I found the right one.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, but Toulouse is a nice place for aerospatial industry, plane industry, and so okay. So that's it. I went back to France in 2015, and then I switched to a more technical position. So I was leading a team of developers in south of France. And on my free time, I had this idea. So I started to develop a mobile application on Android. So I was using Java. So I had already experience in C development, PHP, C, and Java. So I started, on my free time to develop a mobile application. So the front end was in Java. The back end, I went in Python. So I developed a whole API, so authenticating the users, security, synchronization of data, communicating with databases. So I made a complete API by myself. And then I decided to quit my business. So I have the permanent resident status in Canada. So I decided to go back to Canada, and I created my company in Canada and not in France.
Interesting.
Yeah, less taxes in Canada.
And how is your company going so far?
No, it's not going anywhere because I stopped the company. It became a growing company, so we raised some money. Last valuation was $2 million. So you can check on GetList.
Sure.
So we were evaluated at $2 million. We were developing a big data project because the product was a mobile application. So you would say, I want to play soccer, and it would find people to play soccer around you that you don't know people. So we were answering to the immigration problem. When you arrive in a new country, when you come, for instance, you come to Toulouse, you want to meet some people to play soccer in Toulouse, but you cannot. So that was a project. So we were having funds from the government. We were working with the Montreal city, with the city hall. And yeah, so it grew up to 6 employees. So I had a CTO, but I was the only founder. So I didn't have no associate. So that's part of the problem. It became big. And end of 2017, so we were making almost 200K of revenues already.
Nice.
But it was too big, and it happened that one investor was didn't invest. He made a fraud, So he frauded us. We lose some money. It was a difficult moment. We even the police was involved. So it was hard for the company. So I decided. So last year in December, I decided to stop, basically because it was good for 3 years, but I didn't have any associate. It became too big, and it was a difficult market to be honest, because today there is Facebook, there is a lot of application to meet people. So it was difficult, and I say, okay, it's time to move on and to go to do something else. So after that, I come back to France, so last year, and since that moment, I I was like a freelance. So I helped a company here in Node.js. So today I'm like a full stack developer. So it's been 6 months that I've been. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I don't see you anymore. That's strange. Okay. Oh, no, that comes from my computer. So yeah, during the past 6 months, I am like a freelance developer.
Okay. During the past 3 months?
The past 6 months,
6 months. Okay. And
because
you've been,
I'm back in France for 6 months.
and then, okay. So you went back to France, and you're going to stay in France. Is that your plan?
Yeah, I stay here in Canada to shut down my company. I managed to live with some cash, and I decided now, to live in France here and to be a freelance developer until I found something. So
That's good. That's good, man. There's a good feeling
yeah,
about this interview. You seem to be the center guy that wants to work and create something. So
exactly. That's why I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's why when I saw the position for the job, I was interested because I like to be part of something new. And today, what is good is that I'm very good in technical, so I can develop a full software in Java. I can build an API if you need an API, or infrastructure. We're in Amazon AWS, so I can create, manage instance in Amazon AWS. I can do all that, but I have also, the business experience. So, that's why maybe it's good for you.
yeah, 100%. All right. So if you can please send me two projects that you worked on in the past, and they're currently live on a website that I can take a look at, especially platforms. I basically need to see a couple of examples of your work, but live products.
Okay.
But no
For the
worries.
project, what?
You can do that afterwards, after the call.
Yeah, I will do that. But do you have access to GitLab?
Not really.
Okay, because I can invite you in GitLab. It's like GitHub. You know GitHub? So that's the same thing. So you could see all the codes, all the software I've been working on. Because the problem is, I can, for the mobile application Friend and Go, my past company, we shut down the servers.
Okay.
So you can download it now. If you go on Google Play, you can find the app if you want. All right?
Yep. Yeah, sure. That works.
But if you go on Google Play and you try to use it, maybe it will say invalid request. You know what I mean? But at least you can download it.
Sure. The message I sent you over Google Hangouts with the tech stack needs. Are you a fit for the Spring Boot, Angular 6.7, and AWS experience, all that?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
The questions I sent you over Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
The tech stack. Are you a good fit for the tech stack?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm fine in every. To be honest, very
Nice.
Spring Boot. I don't have Spring Boot experience now.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not the difficulty for me. I mean, but everything else is fine. But
Okay.
I don't have Spring Boot experience. That's
Okay.
the only thing.
That's fine. And Node.js.
Yeah, Node.js. I worked. I helped a company 2 months ago. Their API were completely stuck. So yeah, I can build a software, an API in Node.js if you want.
Certainly, so that's great. What about salary expectations?
Sorry, the sound stopped. Can you repeat?
Yeah, salary expectation. What's your expectation?
Um, to be honest, it depends of you guys because for the moment I'm fine with what you said on Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm fine with that. But uh, today, I received. I got some opportunities too. Uh, I would like to understand better about you, in fact,
Mm-hmm.
because today you told me the project, but you, Carlos, for instance, who are you? Are you the founder? I would like to know who are the founder of the project.
Yeah, that's a good question. So again, we're building a cloud-based project management platform for the construction industry. Okay, so there's two
Yeah.
founders. There is two
Okay.
founders that bring the money to pay for all the workforce and whatever research and development that needs to be done. These
Okay.
two these two founders are current successful construction company founders that already have been in the business for plus 20 years. So there's basically two millionaires that bring the money. All the liquid is coming from these two people, and they don't really make decisions or calls based on I'm sorry, they don't make scope calls, so you don't see them in the daily stand-ups. We deliver every month a demo, and then we show the updates. That's where the money comes from, and we're looking for someone that can help us bring some other liquid by, let's say, applying to accelerators to see if we can find other founders. But that's not a priority right now because the founders have their money already in place. So
Okay.
that's the first thing. Two founders bring in the money in. There is one product owner that's taking care of the scope, and then there's a
And
current.
who is that product owner?
You will meet him probably on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is in charge of making the shots of what's the scope of the next sprint. And then there is a lead developer that supports a little bit the scope decisions, but he's not really influencing much. The reason